All right, with that said, let's settle down. Hey, I'm excited about having our guest speaker come up. We had him last Wednesday as well. And I tell you something, he was when I came over to ACN, wow, what was it, 20 some years ago? He was the guy to look up to. He was on fire. He was the top of I mean, he was amazing. He was someone to look up to for anywhere for me because when I come to a company, I want to find out who the leaders are. Him and his wife were both, matter of fact, his wife in her own right is a regional vice president in her own right. That's right. How would you like to get, as a senior vice president, potential 5 checks a month, and your wife get 5 checks too? I mean, ain't that great? 10 checks potentially coming through your household. How would you like to have Leanne Gabriel in your organization? How would you like to have James Allen in your organization? How would you like to have Larry Raskin in your team before he became corporate? So his team is huge. Let's put it that way. And I just want to thank you for taking time out of the schedule to come back again this Wednesday as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to my dear friend, the one and only Mr. Orin Solomon.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Al. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, depending upon where you are in the country. Thank you, Al, for an awesome introduction. I appreciate the love and right back at you, man. And anything you said about me, I can say it back to you 10 times. Al is a very dear friend of mine, as y'all know. We help each other out in this journey that we call ACN. This is a team effort, man. This is a family. This ACN company is such a phenomenal business because you meet people you would not ordinarily meet. They become your friends. They become your family. They become your mentors, people you can talk to and help you through things. So it's just a phenomenal thing that this company has done and put together. So I want to thank Al for being a great friend, a great mentor, and a great leader. So he asked me to jump on the Zoom today, and I was kind of going back and forth what to talk about with this group because I know I was just doing last week. But I want to share something with you guys about what's really happening around the globe right now. Thank goodness, the election is over. And, I tell my team, I was like, look, I don't care about who's in the White House. I care about what's going on in your house. Okay. That's the most important thing. All right. What's happening in your house is most important to me. But there are a lot of people that are looking for opportunity. There are a lot of people out here that are starving. And I want to read some things. So we have a chat group that I'm a part of. And I just want to read off some things. I just got a message today, Boeing to reveal layoffs on Wednesday. So Boeing, big company, big Boeing's a huge company. They got huge layoffs coming. Let me see some other things on our thread here. This is a trucking company out of Western Pennsylvania, or Western New York. 1,500 employees to be laid off right before Christmas, y'all. I mean, this is cruel, man. This is rough. 1,500 employees to be laid off. Another company, Align Technology, to lay off 700 employees, according to Newsweek. And I mean, listen, I get at least 4 or 5 of these texts a week of companies that are laying people off, and they're doing it at the most inopportune times. I mean, you're talking about Thanksgiving coming up, where people gotta be with their families, or Christmas they gotta pay their bills. And so, why am I sharing this with you? We have a life raft. We have a life raft, right? We sell hope, we sell opportunity, and we give people a chance. So there are so many people out here looking, and some of them have your last name. Some of them are your friends, your closest family members, but they're not going to tell you that they're hurting. They're not going to tell you that they're looking for something. They're not going to tell you that they maybe got laid off. So you got to get out there and ask people, are you open to another stream of income? Nowadays, everybody is going to say yes. Even the people that are doing well, they're going to tell you, yes, I am open, because they could be next. Does that make sense? All right, this is the season that we're in right now, and you have a gift. And look at all the great things that ACN has. We are in the middle of open enrollment season right now, right? How many of you guys love Impact Health Sharing? Show of hands. This is the most incredible service. I've been doing this for 31 years. I have never seen anything like this before in my life. The type of income and revenue that can be generated from this particular service is incredible. And so many people need it. And it's not just people that are self-employed. I have military employees that are using this as a supplement because they like the freedom of being able to go to all the different doctors that they can go to. They're limited to what they can do because, because of their circumstance. So we got so many phenomenal services but our opportunity is incredible. You got to believe. Like, you got to talk to people. Now, let me tell you what I did day one at ACN. When I saw this business, I hated my job so much that I realized I need to do something drastic. I need to talk to a lot of people so that I can share this with people. And I'm telling you, your success in this business is a direct result of the action you take and your belief in what it is that you're doing. If you're talking to someone and you're laissez-faire and you're casual and you're this, they're not going to believe you. If you say to somebody, I'm open to, are you open to making some extra money? You say it that way, they are not going to feel you. So I need you to listen to me. 55% of communication is body language, meaning how you stand, like your posture. 55% of communication is body language. 38% is tonality, meaning how you say what you say. And then only 7% is the words. Okay? So if I say to y'all, hey, I'm really excited about ACN, what am I really saying to y'all? I'm scared to talk about ACN. That's what I'm telling you. Right? So our posture is so important in the market. You know, Al does this thing where he goes out with people and he piques interest, and you guys know his posture. He believes. He's a believer. You can't tell him ACN doesn't work. So when he talks to people, it's almost like they can't say no. They're drawn to his posture. They're drawn to his body language, right? The words are just coming out of his mouth, but they're like, whatever this guy got, I just want some of it. Does that make sense? So when your body language is right, when your posture is right, your belief level is right, and you're talking right, you're going to attract people to what it is that you're doing, because people are looking, they're walking around like zombies right now. They don't know what's happening, right? The food prices are high, gas prices are high, everything is high. They can't afford it. So they're looking for something. So if you come at them with the right posture, and it doesn't even matter what you say sometimes, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You cannot. If you can walk up to somebody and say money now, and they're gonna grab you. What you got? That's how desperate some people are in the marketplace. But you gotta ask the question. So here's what I did early on. I said to myself, if I really want to make a dent in the market that I'm in, I have to talk to a lot of people. And the law of large numbers will never, ever fail you. Always remember that. If you talk to a lot of people, you're going to find some people who say yes. So I did a trick. I took 10 pennies, I put it in my right pocket. And every time I talked to someone and piqued their interest and got their number, I would remove a penny from my right pocket, put it in my left pocket, and I would not go home until the pennies went from one pocket to the other, which meant I had 10 new numbers. Now I did that for 30 days straight. 30 days straight, which meant I had 300 prospects. All right. That act, that consistent act for 30 days straight, took me from where I was to regional vice president with ACN. I couldn't even get to all the prospects because I had so many people to talk to. I had so many people to follow up with. I had so many people tugging and pulling. But you can only work with so many people in the business, right? So what I'm telling you is sometimes you got to do something a little drastic. You got to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. How many of y'all, by show of hands, want to be out of control before this year is out? Close the year out strong, out of control. All right. So that means doing something you're not used to doing something you have never, ever done before. It's very uncomfortable. It's very different. But once you do it and you get through, you're like, you know what? It wasn't really that bad. And then you realize there's levels to this. You can go to another level. And then when you get to that level, you realize, man, I can get to another level. And then you realize I can get to another level. And then you end up being a senior vice president or a senior vice president platinum. So I'm challenging you guys today to get out there. Look, when you're out shopping for your Thanksgiving meal, do not leave that grocery store unless you pick 3 to 5 people. I'm telling you, they're looking for it. They're open. When you're out shopping for Christmas, man, you got to make sure you meet somebody new. One of the IBOs in our team put out a challenge yesterday for people to talk to 5 people yesterday. I took that challenge on. I took it very seriously because I know I have a blessing in my mouth. I know I have a phenomenal opportunity to help people. And you have no idea whose life you are changing by talking to them about what you do, but you have no idea that you could be saving your own life by just talking to the right person at the right time. All it takes is one person to change your life. In fact, If you have one power line in ACN, you can make a lot of money. You can do really well. It can feed you really well. It can take care of you. If you have two power lines in this business, meaning these people are independent of you and they're driving and building, they don't need you, man, you can make a boatload of money. I mean, you can live pretty well. If you have three, God bless you. You know, you're basically living your life, you're serving your purpose, you're helping people, you're doing some great things. So it doesn't take a lot, but you got to put the work in up front. Is it worth talking to 5, 10 people a day to find three power lines to pay you for the rest of your life and you don't have to work again? Show of hands. Yes or yes? 100%. So you got to get out there, man. You got to spread the ACN gospel. What we're doing here is it's a faith walk, man. It's spiritual. This is a spiritual faith walk. And if you're a believer, like I'm a believer and Al is a believer, man, you would tell everybody you know about this great gospel. You would tell everybody you know about this great opportunity because it's saving lives and changing lives on a daily basis. I love this company with all my heart. I can honestly say, this is probably one of the best financial decisions I've ever made in my entire life. You know, other than my family, my wife, and my kids, and all that other kind of stuff, this is one of the best things I've ever done in my life because it's helped me in so many ways. It's helped me grow as a person. It's helped me learn about people. I've met incredible people through this business. I've been able to grow and stretch, right? And we just want the same for you guys. We just want you to win in a major way. So let's get out there and talk to as many people as we can. Let's share the ACN gospel. Don't be scared. Anybody here fearful of walking up to folks? Be honest. Be honest. Okay, good. I see. This is one. Listen, all they can say is no. All they can say is no. Here's the deal. No. Are you okay? Are you bleeding? Check your limbs. No is okay. How many of y'all have kids? Right? I remember when my kids were little and they would ask for something, we tell them no, and then they would wait and they'd ask again 5 minutes later, and then they would ask again 5 minutes later. They never took no. They just continue. Can I have? Can I have? And then they weigh you down like, okay, all right, no problem. All right. So we need to be childlike and not worry about the no's, man. We got to get out there and spread the gospel. And some of you are going to come across the next superstar in ACN. Some of you are going to take what I say, you're going to take heed, talk to somebody, and you're gonna hit a vein. You're gonna find an Al Thomas, you're gonna find a superstar in the business, and it's gonna change your life. So that's my message for y'all today. Let's get the word out. Let's share the ACN gospel. I know Al, you wanted to say something. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry. I want you to tell my favorite story of going down and putting $5 in your gas and making that journey down. You tell that story real quick
I
because
sure
I think
can.
that'll bless people. There's some new people on the phone and that they have never heard that story, and I want that to me that's really encouraging. Tell that story if you don't
Sure.
mind, sir.
All right. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, this is a faith walk. You know, you cannot when you get into ACN, you can see the numbers and see the information. But when you're going through it and you're going through a tough time, sometimes you just don't see, you can't see the big picture. But here's what I was when you make a commitment to some people and you said you're going to help them build, you really have to keep your word. So I remember I was building a business. I was a regional director, and I was struggling at the time. I wasn't in production, but I had some things happening in some places, and they were kind of brewing. And I was living in Philadelphia, but I'm from Maryland. And every Tuesday, I would drive from Philadelphia to Maryland to do a business opportunity meeting. Now, back then, we didn't have the technology that we have now. We had a grease board and we had a television. So after work, I'd go home, grab my television, put it in the back of my car, get the grease board, put it in the car. I'd drive 2 hours, do the presentation, hopefully sign some people up, and then we get back home. So this particular Tuesday, I looked at my account the night before and I'm like, man, I have no month left at the end of the money. Can anybody relate to me here? Money was tight, right? So I had $5 in my pocket and I got paid on Friday. But I had to go do this meeting in Maryland. And I gave these people my word that I would come down and do this meeting. And I thought to myself, I was like, well, maybe it's a time for them to step up. Maybe I should give them a call, say, hey, you guys are on tonight. You got to step up and do the meeting. But they were calling me saying, are you coming? And I said, you know what? I got to go. So I put my money in the tank. Now, back then, you could put $5 in a Honda, you could drive a long way. You can't do that now. Right? So I drove down. I'm doing the presentation. We got a great crowd. Hallelujah for that. And that's another thing when you take a faith walk, when you take that faith walk, a lot of things happen in your favor that you don't even realize. And so I get there, I'm doing the presentation. There's a guy walking in the back of the room, pacing back and forth. And he's standing up while everybody's sitting down. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, who is this guy? He's pretty rude, right? But I'm doing the presentation. I'm dialed in. I'm focused. I'm selling the dream. And when the meeting was done, we had people excited about the opportunity. So this guy walks up to me and he goes, "Who appointed you to be the leader in this market?" I said, "I did. I'm the leader." He goes, "Okay, good answer." And then I didn't see him again. He left the meeting, and I get a phone call later on that night from Mike Kane. I'm driving back. He said, "Hey man, you had a guy in your meeting that's a professional network marketer, and he and his partner love this. I think they're going to do the business." I get a call from him the next day. He goes, "You better get your button gear. They're ready to go, and they're going to tear this thing up." And so in the back of my mind, I was like, "All right, whatever. Okay, you hear that all the time about people. This guy's the next coming from. He's the second coming from whoever." Well, come to find out, the guy got in the business, but now I went from 1 page to 2 pages to 4 pages. It started doubling. It started growing. And when I tell you guys, when the income we were earning was incredible. When you hear multiplication can happen in this business, I have seen it. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. I'm a believer. And when I tell you the income was coming in, and these were overrides. They weren't open line, they were overrides. And if I told you how much money I was making, it would be considered illegal enticement. So I can't do it. But I'm telling you, it was a lot. And it fear of lost me to get to regional vice president because I was losing more money by not being an RVP than the money I was making by being an RD. Does that make sense? And that drove me to where I am right now. The guy that I'm talking to you about is Vice President of Global Leadership, Mr. Larry Raskin. And I'm telling you guys, there are a number of Larry Raskins out there. There are not, in fact, there's not one network marketing company that does what we do. There's not one. And even though people are in other companies right now, they don't have what we have, man. During the pandemic, we kept getting paid, right? A lot of these people, they got to go out and meet people and sell products. They don't have what we have. So we've got a blessing. So I'm telling you guys, reach out to network marketers, reach out to business owners, reach out to people because you never know when you're catching that person at the right time. Now, let me tell you what happened to Larry. Larry recruits successful people, Reds. Now, he'd been recruiting this guy, George Zalicki, for years. And the timing wasn't right. Well, he kept calling him, he kept calling him, he kept calling him, and he caught him at the right time. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's not that people don't want to do it, it's just catching them at the wrong time. So you got to follow up with them. Well, that guy got in the business, he and his partner got in the business. And at their peak, they built a customer base of over 1 million customers. 1 million customers in one line. And so when I'm telling you guys, this is what's out here. So I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to get out your comfort zone, share this gospel. Al, I'm going to turn it back to you.